Today, we have a very special guest with us, Dr. Saber Ahmed Chowdhury. He is an associate professor of Dhaka University for the Department of Peace and Conflict Studies. Sir, Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing very fine. And it's an honor to be with you in this interview session. So, as a associate professor of Dhaka University, you have been teaching the students of our nation the conflict and peace issues between countries. So, how do you picture the current situation of India and Bangladesh geopolitical picture, and how do you dream of the relation between these two countries?
Uh, Geopolitics in this region is very much complicated, complex, volatile, and it's over the years different instances are happening there. In the current time, the main issue, especially if we're going to concern not Bangladesh, the main concern is Myanmar. So USA has a long-term policy regarding the Burma Act, and China, India, these countries are very much linked with this situation and incidents because of their investments and having different sort of dynamics in the area. So as you understand that Bangladesh is the closest border to Myanmar because Arakan army already they are conquered few posts of the Rakhine state, and maybe 3 posts are still remaining. So in that cases, the role of Bangladesh is very important to US and to other stakeholders, because to conclude these other 3 posts, the maintaining of the supply chain is very important. So Bangladesh is the only way where they can ensure the supply chain of food and some sort of arms. That's why especially the Westerners, the Americans, they are very much interested to have the support of Bangladesh in this regard, and there are few instances where they were successful in having some sort of communications. So in that case, the situation of Bangladesh is very much related because India not liking the situation. So that's why if Sheikh Hasina, she was in power, it was not that easy for USA to penetrate and to influence the situations. So now Dr. Yunus, he is mostly pro-American government, and that's why they have some sort of discussions. And we also see that Dr. Yunus now he is visiting China. So the result of these discussions, I think that it will be positive, and India previously tried their level best to how to postpone this visit. So they were not that successful, and Dr. Yunus, he has a global player and having very good connections with different stakeholders. So we think that he will take the situation or the initiatives which will be very much helpful for Bangladesh, and for the stability of the country. It is very much important for India to understand that they need to establish people to people contact. What they did in the last 16 years, it was a mess. So they were just supporting one single party, and anyway they wanted to have them in power. So this was the situation. They lose all their support for our citizens, which is very important when you have a close neighbor and sharing a long border with them. So that's why they need to understand the importance of people to people contact. If Bangladesh is not peaceful, definitely it will be very much difficult for them to having peace, especially in their border areas. They need to understand the situation.
Regarding this relationship, if we include Sheikh Hasina, if we bring her in, so there is a saying nowadays that the relationship between Bangladesh and India was actually a relationship between India and Sheikh Hasina. To what extent do you agree to this statement?
No, no, I don't believe these things because within these few months they understand very clearly that Bangladesh is a different ball game now. So that's why the different sort of anti-Awami League campaign which is going through different areas, people are calm and quiet, and if they in real sense try to push her in the country, it would be very difficult for her security as well as for the peace and stability of the country. So I think they will not take this kind of decisions. Awami League is a very big political party which has still big support in the country, but they need to be accountable for their deeds, what they did in the last 16 years as well what they did in the 5th July August movement. So they need to, and we didn't hear anything that they regret what they did. So this is the first thing. We found this kind of situation in 1971, and in this movement as well they didn't regret what they did. They still propagating different sort of things and trying to impose some sort of ideas that what they did, it was right, it was okay, and it was some sort terrorist groups or the agitated students, those who did the things, which was not true. So Bangladesh is a different ball game. India as well as Bangladesh Awami League need to understand the situation and act accordingly. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for their fate as well, because we know that for 21 years they were out of power. So maybe it's the beginning of some decades like that. So they need to very careful and take the decisions having understanding the ground reality.
Regarding the former ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, she fled away. So, what do you actually expect from India to do about her?
First thing, the final decision India need to make, will they want a very peaceful and good relationship with Bangladesh or not? If they really want a good relationship, they need to keep her in a way, don't try to poke the situation to create some sort of instability, because people within the country, they are not liking the thing. So obviously for their support in the previous years for a long time, they still have anti-Indian sentiment are very huge in the country, within the country, which is true. So if they want to change the situation, they need to understand it properly and take decisions where they will not do anything which will not involve the country of Bangladesh. They are still taking some decisions. The BJP government is still there trying to propagating some sort of their rightist philosophy in this way, which will not work anymore. That's why we think that they will have a better understand the situation, and Bangladesh also need to have good relationship with them, because they are the close neighbors. So I think our government, and they showed already that they have a desire to having good relationship, but India need to understand and take some sort of positive initiatives in this regard.
Throughout the media, we have been seeing, we have been experiencing some role of some people who are actually trying to make things troublesome. Like if I name someone, Mr. Nijum Mojumdar, he is spreading disinformation or misinformation regarding Bangladesh to the Indian media. So, what do you suggest in this regard?
Always it is difficult to have real information from the people, those who are working, especially in the different sources of media, different media persons. And this is the main problem in our country, because in any incident, anyone will get different sort of outcomes, but the fact was the same. So in that cases, people, those who are trying to propagating these things, we understand they are trying to agitate agitate the situation. So people understand, the understanding of people in our country, I think they within this time they have proper understanding about the situation. But the Indian government, if they want really to have this kind of things, not only for the popularity of some channels, some likes or the subscription, they need to control them if in real sense they want having a good relationship with Bangladesh, because their attitude matters.
Could you specifically tell us that the situation in Bangladesh currently, could this situation put BJP in trouble?
BJP, they are within the power of India for more than 11 years. And the present government, Trump administration, I think within this time they showcase some sort of attitudes which is not that favorable for their government. And Indian government, we believe that they are enough smart. So the card they were playing for a long time, the religious card, they are very much well educated, proper understanding, so they will understand that this card will not be applicable anymore. So they need new leadership, different with the relationship of India with other countries in the region. It's a mess. They don't have any friend. So if this is the situation, the citizens of India need to understand what kind of government they need, because if the South Asia unite together, they can rule the Asia. So this kind of things, and India and Pakistan as well, they need to take the relationship. As long as we have this kind of volatile situations, disharmony within these countries, it would not give us a situation where we can get a peaceful South Asia, which is the demand of billions of people in the region.
What do you think, why the relationship between Bangladesh and India is deteriorating, and why the mass people of Bangladesh is getting anti-Indian day by day?
The thing is, the citizens of our country, they are very emotional. So many or most of them don't visit Brazil. Even many of them don't know how to spell Brazil or Argentina, but they are fighting in the streets for supporting these countries. Even a very few people know the name of Bangladesh, but the ground reality is different. So the same thing is, we are Muslims. So anything happened in the global arena, whether it's the Syrian case or the case of Afghanistan or the case of Gaza, it would impact us huge. So the situation of the Muslim people, the decisions the Indian government are taking, in case of our mosques, in case of the having a good environment for the Muslims to peacefully practice their religions, these things are very important. If the Muslims, they support India and they propagate that they are having a good peaceful life there, it would generally having a good impact. And we need to religious tie as well with Pakistan, with the Muslims of India, and with others as well, especially with the people in general. So if this is the case, the anti-Indian sentiments, it's very high at this moment, no doubt about it. But it will gradually change if India change their attitudes. They need to understand the pulse of the citizens. They are degrading us for a long time, but now the situation has changed. Our present government, they show some guts, which are having a different situation. So in this case, if both the countries understand what will be the win-win situation for them, we have a huge trade gap. In different sort of way, they don't bother the intention, the interest of Bangladesh. They don't bother. So many Indians are also working in this country. Bangladesh is maybe the fourth country which sending the largest remittance to India. So it matters. If they don't change their attitude, the anti-Indian sentiment which prevail in our country, it will not be changed definitely.
So the propaganda that being spreaded all over regarding Bangladesh, do you have any advice or suggestion to the people of Bangladesh, to the media houses of Bangladesh, to the government of Bangladesh, whomever you want to advise something?
Media always need to focus the true, the reality, the truth, the reality. So they don't need to have some sort of intention which are very much related, sometimes misinformation, sometimes disinformation. And people or the citizens of Bangladesh, they need to have media literacy as well, because whole day they are using the social medias but they don't understand how to use these medias, because it's a matter of, it's a process of learning. So the government need to take some initiatives about this media literacy, because it has huge impact on the citizens and they can hesitate it very quickly. And we found different sort of incidents where it affects. So media houses, they need to propagate in a way which will not have any negative impact on the population. They have accountability, they need to ensure the transparency, and government also need to having a good relationship and have a discussion with them, because to make them understand that their role is very important for the progress of the country.
So we had a beautiful discussion with you. So for the nation, to the mass people, from your perspective of knowledge, do you want to express something or advise something or call for any positive action to the mass people? What do you expect from us?
At first, we need a peaceful South Asia. We need a South Asia where we can ensure peace, progress, prosperity, unity. So if it will be the case, then the level of education level, or the our resources, our financial conditions, everything will be changed. And India and Pakistan, they are spending a huge amount of money for the defense forces. If we can create a huge market for the citizens, altogether 200 crore people are live in these regions, it matters. It's a huge big market. So if we can work together with this big market, we can change many things. We can have a very good influence in the global area. We can have common notes of a different sort of monetary things and common sort of understandings. But the thing is, we are sharing our rivers, we are sharing our different things, so the cost will be reduced dramatically, which will be very important for the financial stability and the strength. As well as we can ensure the human rights. And in the South Asian arena, we don't have a standard for the human rights, ensuring human rights and other things as well, which we have in the Latin arena or the African context. We need to ensure this kind of things, and the citizens of South Asia, they need to have some sort of collaboration, cooperation, exchange in culture, in sports, in media, in economy, and in their different sort of other things. Then it will be very much fruitful for all of them. We don't need fight, we don't need war, we need peace. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a magnificent session with you, and we have got really purposeful insights from you. So, dear viewers, we have gone through a gorgeous time with Associate Professor Dr. Saber Ahmed Chowdhury. Hope you have enjoyed it. Stay tuned with 10 Minutes Fact Check. Thank you.